Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is the BeBall Jones podcast featuring defensive player of the year himself, Nelson Haskins. Good, bro.
Not much, man. Just taking it one day at a time, bro.
I feel you, man. I feel you, man. So, for everybody listening, man, this episode is a little bit different. There are so many times that me and Nelson get on here to record our podcast, and before we press record, we be having some real good conversations about, our personal lives, and he update me on his games and life and stuff. I had to update him on my life and work and everything. And a lot of times we get on before we press record, we just have a really good conversation, and it ends up being like episode 2, maybe 3 episodes that we have. And sometimes the conversations take over and we don't even record the episode. So this is one of the times where you guys got a chance to hop into like the middle of the conversation that we were having, because we had a good conversation before. We was like, hey man, let's go ahead and just press record because we might not get to the other stuff. So we just went ahead and press record this time, and just gave you guys insight to the middle and jumped in the middle of our conversation that we were having. Um we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about a little bit of self-awareness, um, some diet talk. What else we talk about? Um,
Training and making sure guys are prepared for the next level.
yeah,
Things of that nature. Not making sure guys, make sure like talking about not just putting players in a box and teaching them the full scale, having them giving them a good skill set rather than just teaching them what you need them to know for your team instead of like what they'll need to know for the future. Things like that, man. A lot of good talk, a lot of good talk that I feel like you guys will get something out of it. And this is something we do on the regular. Like Brian said, sometimes we'll talk on here for like a whole hour, maybe 2 hours, and be like, man, why we didn't record all that? That could have been a whole episode. We did it so many times. So this is just one of those days we got to talk and we was like, man, hit record so we don't miss nothing just in case, we get to say something good. Cause it's a lot of gems and a lot of great topics that just like gone into the ether because we didn't record it. It was just something we said to each other, only we know, and
yeah.
nobody else heard it. And it's like, well, maybe one day we'll rekindle that magic. But today we decided we weren't gonna let it slip away when they hit the record button. So hopefully y'all like it. Hopefully y'all get something out of it. Appreciate y'all for checking us out again. And y'all let us know what y'all think at the end. So appreciate y'all.
Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube page. We're big on trying to blow it up. So please finish the episode number 1. But the subscribe button right there. So like you ain't gotta leave this page, nothing. Like subscribe right there. Go ahead, subscribe real quick. The like button's right somewhere beside it. So like it ain't too hard to see. So go ahead, subscribe first, like this video, and then you can pause it right here, like right now. I'll give you time to pause and share it with somebody too. Or there's another option for you. You can wait to the end. I'll get to a part that you really like and share it with somebody right then too. So you can play around how you want to do it, but I would strongly suggest that you do all 3. You feel me? So subscribe to the page, like the video, and share it with somebody. You feel me? So I feel like it's a really good topic. I don't even know what the topic is. We just had a good conversation that y'all just jumped in the middle of the two. So y'all being nosy low key, y'all jumped into our conversation. I don't know why y'all doing it, but real conversation between me and Nelson. Really let y'all jump to the middle of it. But that's it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed. Just the conversation we had, me and Nelson. That's it. Anyway, I've learned to like give myself more grace when I'm and be smarter about how I like manage myself. You feel me? So it's like last week, like I told you, I was dead tired, bro. Like that Tuesday and Wednesday, working from basically 8 to 9, 2 days. Well, 8 to 9, but 8 to 9 on Tuesday, and then from 8 until what time I got home. No, so I had to work. Then I left and had sessions. Just about an hour away. So I drove that hour, had 2 sessions. Then how when I train with my kids, I'm in there with them, so I'm getting a little work in too. I drove back. I went to one of my kids' games right after that. So sitting there for at least an hour, 2 hours, watching the games. So I didn't get home until like 9 something that night, and basically working from 8 to 9, 2 days in a row. Because the business is still my work. You feel me? So 2 days in a row working 13 hours, bro. All that driving, that drive for my job. So like mentally, I'm going a little bit. Driving to Jasper and back, that's 2 hours right there. So it's just like all this driving, bro, the works and stuff. It's just like, man, what is this, bro? Like, so when I had an opportunity to like rest that Thursday, in my mind, my plan, like, yeah, I'm gonna do some work. I'm gonna do this. I did a little bit of work. I worked for like an hour, maybe 2 hours. Then I was like, all right, bro, I'm gonna take a quick cat nap, bro. Like, I'm gonna figure something out to take a quick cat nap. That cat nap was like at least, I'll say about 2 hours, maybe. You know, that messed me up a little bit. So I I woke around like 7, 8 o'clock, and I was just like, well, I might as well just go back to sleep then and go to bed early.
The day over with. I'm telling you, bro. That's how it be, man. When you work and you put like your days together, and like, because you know we type people like schedule it out in our head, be like, all right, I'm gonna do this, then this, then this. Then when you get that you have a little break. Then, like you said, sometimes you get that break, you be like, all right, I'm gonna take me a little nap, wake back up, I'm gonna get back to it.
Yep.
And then that nap spill over, and then sometimes you miss some of the things that you have that schedule. It's like, my well, not even worry about it, cuz like it's over. It's over with.
It's a wrap,
keep
bro.
it pushing. Man, I remember one day, bro. So girl invited me to her house for like a little game night, her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
She was there with some friends and stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. So we had practice. Like, you know, I had my regular day class, practice, you know, all that stuff. Yeah, so a lot of times I get home from, at least last semester, at least, the way my schedule set up, I ain't had nothing to do at the school, at the practice. So I got a practice like 3:30. I would go to the training room and stuff and, you know, take care of my body, whatever I need to do. And then by the end, it'd be like 4:30. I go home and take a nap and go to the calf at about 7. So, I go and take a shower, then take a nap. And I usually I wake up about 7:30 and go to the calf and eat dinner. So that was like a regular thing. I was gonna get that nap in. But this particular day, you know, she invited me to her apartment. I'm like, all right, cool. I took the game I was supposed to start at 8. I took my nap. I woke up, it was 7:45. I was supposed to go somewhere. So now I'm looking around like, I'm gonna get up and go. Like, am I gonna make that extra effort? And then she asked me if I was still coming. I was like, well, I told her I was gonna come. So I said, yeah, I'm coming. Then I asked her if she had food there. And she was like, yeah, she got pizza. I was like, cool. So I got when I got up. If she had no food, it was a wrap. Because the time I was supposed to eat, I was so tired, bro. Like anything that come in contact with that nap time, I was like, I don't know, bro. The nap was part of the schedule. I don't know if I can make it, but I'll see. Man, I woke up that joint. It was 7:45. I said, dang, I gotta get up. Gotta get up and go somewhere.
That'd be killing me too, bro. Cause I be like I told you, I get home from work sometimes. I just be tired, bro. Cause all I do is drive, and then I got home, you know, and it's like some of my kids' games. Most of the kids' games start around either at 7 or 6. Cause I train girls too, so girls' games start at 6, and boys' games start at 7. So one of them 2 times I'm gonna be at a game. So I'm thinking, you know, I got some good time between now and 6 o'clock, probably depending on when I leave the house, if I want to watch JV a little bit, depending on the school, whatever. And so I take a nap, you know, I'm thinking, okay, I can get a little bit of work done, you know, for like a good hour or two, take a quick cat nap, get rejuvenated, get some time, get a little food. Then I drive, go back to the game, you know, watch them do their thing, come back home. That probably worked like 4 times. A good 4 times it actually worked. Maybe 4. I just be so tired sometimes, bro, because them Thursday, Friday games, Monday, Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday, I'm good, you know, but Wednesday, usually I go to Jasper. And but Monday and Tuesday, I can kind of do it, but ain't so many games on Monday. This year, it's changed up some, but usually it's on a Tuesday, Thursday, usually sometimes Friday. And Thursday, Friday games, bro, it just be like it's a struggle, man. Cause I'm not one of them weekend people where it's like I live for the weekend, but it's just like my mindset be like I'm off of work. I'm like Thursday, I got one more day, and I'm off of work. I'm free from work. I ain't got to go to this job no more. And Friday be like I'm free, bro. I ain't got to worry about tomorrow going to this job no more. I'm good, bro. So it's just like my body sometimes just shut all the way down to where it's like I don't have to worry about none of this stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I still do my work and stuff like far as business and stuff where I ain't just like, you know,
Sitting
just,
around.
messing around doing nothing with my life. But it just sometimes, bro, them naps be crucial. Like when I used to feel lazy about naps until college. And the girl I was talking to at the time, she was like big on naps. And I was just like, man, it's just lazy, bro. I do not do naps, bro. But man, in college work started smacking. I told you I was working out heavy. And it's just like all this stuff started building up, building up, building up, building up. And I'll just be dead. Like one day I lift and everything, and I be chilling with her, just like she finna take a nap. And I'm just like, let me call this head take a nap too. Bro. Let me just do it. Like, bro, when I tell you we took like a good hour nap, and I woke up just like, whoa, like I was, oh my,
rejuvenated.
I was like, did you put something in my system? Did you put something in me real quick while I was taking?
You got a shot of steroids in his sleep.
Boy, I was like, what is this? That's what naps do? Oh, okay then. Yeah, whenever I come over, we taking naps, bro. Like this is the new game plan because I'll be just going
taking
hard,
naps every day.
hard. Then finally, I just like I'll be like in class halfway knocked out, in the library trying to do some work halfway knocked out, bro. I just be like fighting naps, fighting naps, fighting naps. I'm not gonna take a nap, bro. I'm thinking that's so lazy. Messed around, hung around her too much. Oh my goodness, who is what? I'm feeling good, and I promise you, it'll be super long too. Sometimes it'd be like 30 minutes, bro, and it'd be good to go. An hour nap, good to go. And I'm just like, yo, I feel like I took like a 5 hour nap, bro, but it'd be 1 hour. I was just like, yo, this is gonna become part of my life now. So messed around, hung around her, bro. I learned the power of naps, like, cause like I told you before, bro, my schedule was crazy, bro. Like, wake up, get to the gym. What time I got to the gym? Before I had my car, I got to the gym like around 7:30ish. Live for about an hour, hour and a half. And then after that, go to the gym, work out for about an hour, go eat, and get my breakfast stuff from the calf. Either go to the library student center. So I'm in there doing business stuff, sometimes work, just depends. And then go to class, depending on what class was, what day, what schedule and stuff. Might go back to the library and stuff again. Meet up with a friend in here and there, have lunch. And then around 3 or 4 o'clock, head to the rec, hoop. Then meet up with my big bro. We go work out again, go find some stadium, some park to work out at. And we back running and stuff, doing all that cardio, crazy stuff. Literally just finding like, that's a whole other story about them workouts, bro. That's embarrassing, but I look back on that jump with pride too. But working out about 3 times a day, bro, 2-3 times a day. Some days, depending on what we were doing, I work out twice a day. I won't hoop as hard. I get a game just to say I hoop, but working out 2-3 times a day. And it just caught up. Like after doing that jump for so long, bro, it's just like my body was like, nah, bro. You finna take this nap now. Like, take it. And it's like, boom. Woke up. I was like, oh my goodness. This is a cheat code that nobody wanted to tell me about.
I'm ready to go again.
So once I learn the power of naps, bro, I'm just like, hey, whenever it come on, I'm trying to incorporate it. Even during the week, bro, I'm just like, let's figure out how to take some naps with it. Like a good hour, 30 minutes, sometimes 15, just depending on how I feel and stuff. But now, naps are my best friend. But whenever I can get a good one in, I'm trying to take it.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, hold on, I'm fixing this kind of bothering me. Turn this way. Yeah. All right, but so my fault. But let me tell you two things like that I learned that'll help you be successful in most anything. Is knowing to work hard, knowing when to rest.
Mm-hmm.
That'll help you be successful in anything, like mentally, physically, whatever. Like when it comes to basketball, I feel like you gotta work hard even when you don't feel like doing it. There's gonna be days you don't feel like doing it, Like, you know, you gonna go to practice like, man, I don't feel like practicing today. It's been a long day. I'm tired, whatever. But you still got to go hard so you get better. You still got to go hard for your team. You still got to go hard for yourself, whatever. Like workouts, all that. Like I say, I get up in the morning. I go work out with my assistant coaches every morning at about 9. So I get up at about 8, go eat, go work out with him. I don't always feel like doing that. Sometimes I stay up late the night before. I might not go sleep till about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Wake up and then I still make sure I wake up at 8. Like, hey, whatever I'm last night, whatever. I still get up, go eat, go to workouts. I might not feel like doing it, but I'm gonna do it. When it's over with, like sometimes coach be like, hey, I'll be in the gym until such time whoever want to come in here, they get shot. So I think about going, but look at it, I'll be like, I have my workout this morning, went hard at practice. That's it. I'm tired, so I'm gonna rest. I ain't gonna do too much. I ain't gonna go crazy. Or if I do go, I might go and I'll walk in there, guys in there having a full workout. Like somebody might be working them out. They sweating, you feel me? They going full speed. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna be on this other end shooting free throws. Like knowing when to work hard, knowing when to rest. Like and like it's important for guys. Like I feel like it's important for people to know like we gotta be working hard 24/7. Like you resting is a part of the work a lot of times. People don't look at it that way. That's how you looking at it. Like you laughing now, it's lazy. Like what like that's so lazy if you just go to sleep in the middle of the day. You taking that nap did more work for you. Like because now you more productive afterwards.
Yep.
Like so hey man, I feel like you gotta take that little rest. If you can, like if I find time in the middle of the day, I go in our locker room, sleep on that couch we got in there. Like whatever. Like I know like I got a teammate right now who said himself he had to start taking a break. He a shooter and he was getting in the gym all the time. He'd be in the gym like an hour for practice shooting, come back after practice when coach opened up the gym, be in there in the morning. Like he shoot like 3 hours, 3 times a day and on top of practice. Whatever else going on. He getting those shots like 3 times a day. But then in practice he ain't making no shots. And so one of my other teammates, older guy, senior, told him like, "You probably miss it because you ain't got no legs. You need to rest.
Yep.
Like you just need to take a break, bro. Don't be shooting all the time. Like I know it feel like it's help you, but it like shooting too much, you're gonna be tired, especially when you practicing. And then you in game speed. Now you running on instinct. You're not just standing still shooting. When you run on instinct, that's when you realize like, oh man, like I'm shooting everything short because I'm tired. Yep. And he gave him that advice. And so he took a little break. He started taking Sundays off and not like resting on a little bit more on weekends instead of trying to be in the gym 24/7 like that. And now he realized his shot going in more. And he done got in some games and made some shots now, some big shots too. Like I gotta realize that. I'm glad you realized it. Like I'm glad I realized it myself. Like you gotta know when to work hard, but you also gotta know when to rest. Because the rest gonna let you be able to work harder for longer or in the long run. Cause like man, trying to work hard 24/7, killing yourself, that ain't it. Yeah. That ain't gonna do nothing but have you with high blood pressure or something. And then at the end of the day, man, you gonna be feeling like you a failure because you feel like you working 24/7 and ain't nothing.
Yep.
You gonna feel stupid.
Like you stressing your brain out and your body out the whole time, bro, thinking you being productive. But like you said, that rest did 10 times more for you than that workout would have done. And anybody that knows me, bro, knows I'm a big Kobe fan. Like the Mamba mentality was ingrained into me, bro. Like, and that's where that whole mindset kind of came from. Like, I think we got an unhealthy thing in the hoop culture where it's like you got to grind, work. But it's like there's a level of working smart. And when I was younger, that was not me. Like I was not working smart. It was just like I'm working out today, regardless of how I feel. I mean, granted, I had my day stuff here and there where I would kind of listen to my body a little bit more. I was like, I still go into the gym and I lift a little bit and I see how I felt, but it's like, nah, I ain't got it today. But I think you have to not necessarily earn working smart, but you have to build yourself up to it to where if your body needs a break or you're just being lazy. Like you don't know that instinctively when you first start working out because you don't know. You just all you know is tired and sore. But like you said, it's certain days where it's like you ain't got it that day. I know I'll speak for me personally. There are some days where I feel like I ain't got it, bro. I just need to skip the gym. But I still went and showed up. I'm still trying to go through certain lifts, and I'm skipping this workout. I'm skipping this specific lift. Go to the next one, see how I feel. Like it might be a leg day, so I'm trying to hit that squat. This is the day I want to, get my legs. I'm feeling good. So I'm skipping certain workouts. Just okay, seeing how I feel. I ain't got it. Let me get to the squat. Now squat. I know I ain't got it. Well, this workout's done. Let me hit the court. See what I got over there. And sometimes I go in there just mess around, just say I did it, just because I love doing it. You feel me? So I did a little bit, but I've earned that part of working smart because I listen to my body now. I know what I feel like. And so some days I know I don't have it. I'm gonna just do a little bit of lift to just get my body still moving, hit the core a little bit to where I can just get some reps in a little bit, and I'm done. I ain't finna sit here and go crazy like I plan to do. But initially, when you first start out, I don't think the person has an intuitiveness to know I need rest. So I can either do nothing or go light. So I think you kind of have to earn that working smart. You have to not earn it, but like you got to get the reps and get a feel for when if you're being lazy or if you really just need to go lighter this day. So I feel like you kind of have to get into that place where you know your body more, and it makes sense. Because if I was just being lazy that day and I'm just starting to work out, you don't know for real, for real. Like you don't know you can work out through a little soreness, a little tiredness. So you're just being lazy at that point. You're just like, oh, I'm just resting because I'm tired. Like, no, bro, you can still get a good workout in just because you're tired. Don't mean you're done for the day. So I feel like you kind of have to earn it, but not earn it. You have to build the awareness. What I'm trying to say, build the awareness to know if it's me being tired and fatigued, I need this rest, or I'm just tired right now. But I can once I get going, I'm good and I can work out. So I feel like you kind of have to earn it working smart to where you know yourself and you're aware to where you can push through this workout. You just being lazy, and it's the day you don't want to work out, or you actually need rest. So to get that point, you have to get the reps in and know yourself and get to that point.
Yeah, that's definitely like facts, bro. Like just knowing you gotta know your body. You gotta know yourself. Like a lot of guys push themselves to the limit and then wonder like why their body giving out on them. I remember when I was in high school, I used to be when I was a senior. My junior and senior years, like that's when my junior year is like when I really broke out because like that was my first year starting on varsity. And then my senior year was like, obviously everybody's senior day this year, or should be. But that's when I started playing the most minutes. So I'm playing so many minutes that down the stretch of the season, I'm getting tired. Like I'm getting wore out. I remember it vividly. Excuse me. And my daddy was the one that was telling me that before anybody. He was like, I can tell you will burn out there. You out there like you out there jogging, not going full speed because you dog tired. And I ain't never really seen you jog on the court. This is him telling me this. And so I'm thinking like I'm wondering like what it is. But he said he was like they like he said they playing you almost the whole game every other night. Like, Nelson, you ain't gonna be able to do that all the time. Like that's why you burnt out. Like they use you so much. And then 9 times out of 10, like you blocking their shots because they getting blue by and stuff like that. This him telling me this. This ain't me saying this, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, you blocking their shots and getting all their rebounds and stuff like that. And you sprint the flow for them and stuff like that. Like you doing that for almost the whole game. They need you out there. I ain't saying they don't need you. He was like, they need you out there, but you burnt out going down the stretch of the season. I'm like, man, maybe I just need to be in better shape. Like maybe I should run more early on in the year so this don't happen. Yeah, so I'm doing like I try my best. I'm doing what I can, but my senior year going down the stretch, same thing happening. I start feeling my calf muscles cramp in the middle of the game. I ain't never felt my calf. I ain't never really had an in-game cramp to that point. Like I've been cramped after the game before. Like I'm good to catch like a Charlie horse after the game or something if I didn't really exerted myself. But my calf muscle started cramping in game. So that's when I really realized I was like, bro, what's going on? I remember sitting there like what's happening right now? Like, why is my calf muscles hurting? Still trying to play. And I realized like, man, like I give everything I got every night. Get down to the stretch of this season. And I'm feeling burnt out. I'm feeling it. Like it's important to really know yourself. So after that point, I started really like understanding the value of coming out the game and sitting for a few minutes, even if it's just for a few minutes. I say, hey, coach, get me. Well, if I'm winning, if it's a necessary point of the game, you know, obviously I'm gonna stay. Like if it's crucial, but first half, I feel winded. Hey, coach, come on, give me somebody can give me these minutes. First half, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna get blew out in these few minutes right now. But like, I just had to understand the value of that. Like taking that little break, that means something because you know, like 3-4 minutes game time. That's like 10 to 15 in like real time. So that's a good little breather. Man, like it'd be tough, man. That's just some people don't understand. Like I didn't understand. I'm out here pushing myself all game. If coach don't say I'm coming out, I ain't coming out. And sometimes might mean in high school that might mean I played the whole 32. In JUCO, that meant I might have been playing 35 minutes. Man, you know I ain't big, but I'm a big. So I'm guarding big players, bumping bodies. I'm jumping every play for rebound, jumping every play for block shots, trying to dunk, run, everything. Like the game I play is very physical. It ain't like I'm just that guy chilling in the corner waiting for the 3 ball. You know what I'm saying? No offense to those guys, but you know I play a very physical brand of basketball. Like it's just one of the things. Like so I had to realize, like, hey, it's important to go and get that little break in. It's important to go and get this little rest. After games, I don't do no workouts the next day because I know it's gonna be another game in 2 days. I'll work out that day and the next day before that game. But we had a game last night. This being the Sunday that we recording on, we had a game this Saturday. I barely done left this room. I'm tired. Like my legs hurt, my shoulder hurt a little bit. Like I'm gonna take the day off. Okay, I don't need to be going 110% every single day.
Yeah.
You gotta know when it's time to rest.
Yeah, that's why. Like when I was younger, like I said, the Kobe mindset was me, bro. Like my measuring stick was Kobe. Like I heard what he did. Like, damn, I gotta go hard. I gotta do this. Gotta do that. But I would like literally. I'm not even joking. I would literally like hurt myself and kill myself trying to do what Kobe did. Like that's not. Kobe was. I think the most powerful thing about Kobe was his mindset and his work ethic, which kind of goes hand in hand. And you can't mimic that. You have to train for years to get to what he did. So when I got older and I'm mature, I realized that. And so I started really, I still would kind of compare it to it like, okay, is this in line with the Mamba mentality? Is this in line with like my work at my level of work ethic of the Kobe Bryant scale? You know what I mean? So it's like, if I literally went for line for what Kobe did, of course I'm not going to compare because he's a pro, number one. Like what he was doing in high school, he built up for that. And I literally hurt myself trying to do what he did. And so, like you talking about catching cramps, like you can catch cramps, shin splints. Like you're not built for that workload of playing a full game, doing all the practices and the training sessions and this extra stuff you're doing on top of it and schoolwork. Like you're not conditioned for that workload. 90% of kids in high school and even college aren't built to play the whole game like that. Like you haven't built yourself up to that point. And it's like we have to be smarter as trainers, coaches, and players to where we're either progressively overloading you to get built for this standpoint to where it's like, hey, Nelson, you playing the whole game, so we're gonna start working on you, early in the summer to get you built up for this point. To where late in the season you good, or late in the games you good. But like Brad Beal, I remember a couple of years ago, I think it was Brad Beal, CJ McCollum, when they had like a 4 overtime game, he was like,
oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? He was
I was watching that game.
Yeah, he's standing up. He's just like,
CJ, do you know how many minutes you played?
50 plus.
How about 60?
That's why I condition all summer. That's why I work on my diet. That's why I get my sleep. That's why I get my massages. Gotta be ready to play every night.
He was asking like, man, how do you feel? Like, I'm good. I'm built for it. You feel me? Like this is why the training sessions were for. This why the eating right for. This why the sleep was for. All this stuff built up for this time right here. When it's late in the game, I got my legs. I'm good. I'm just like, that's what we need to work on. Like, being built. Like I think because it's not the next tangible result we see, it's not the short term result. It's hard for us to see getting a good night's sleep paying off. It's hard to see you eating right consistently. I ain't saying you got to be perfect, but we all know the do's and don'ts of how to eat. If we can just did that part right, I'm pretty sure that help out at least 70% of our problems. Between eating right, just a decent diet, and sleeping enough. And I ain't even talking about the 7 to 9 hour sleeps, because some people can do fine with 6, some people can do fine with 8. Just figure out what's best for you. Self-awareness. But between eating decent, getting enough sleep, and training the right amount will do wonders for every kid in America right now. Because coaches be practicing 2 hours going super hard. And it's like, bro, we ain't got to do all that. Chill out. They ain't built for that. You ain't expect them to go super hard in practice or super hard in the weight room, super hard in the classroom, and then go well in the game. Like, they're not built for that, bro. You didn't build them up to that point. And so it's like your coach playing you the full game. That sounds wonderful. Like, oh, we need Nelson. He's going to go hard and push. But did we actually prepare Nelson for this? Nah, we didn't. So it's like we got to do better as within whoever in the hoop community, whatever role we play, getting players built up for this level of workload, because that's where injuries come in. Like, that's basically the whole concept behind like tendon injuries. Because we any knee or Achilles tendon injuries, right? You have injuries there because the level of work that you're having is overdoing what you built that tendon to hold. So if we can get the tendon built up to withstand, the level of jumps that he does, like Westbrook jumping versus Luka jumping, 2 completely different worlds of players. So we can't train those two the same way. But Luka finna play the same amount of minutes, right? So you think, oh, we can train the same way. No, Westbrook jumping 30 times more than Luka does. And so
right.
For instance, you playing your game versus a Joel Embiid, right? He banging down low and he doing this. But you compare that to a Kristaps Porzingis. He's outside, a little bit more finesse. That's 2 different workloads. They can play that same amount of minutes, but that workload is different. So you got to prepare them differently for that game. So if we can be smart about that workload and how to train, once again, going back to working smart, to where we're preparing kids for that workload, oh man, it do wonders, bro. But we ain't working smart as coaches and trainers. We just throwing kids out there doing the exact same thing for everybody. The exact same, we giving everybody the same medicine. Everybody got different injuries. We're not working smart as trainers and coaches. So how we expect the players to work smart? Like, you know what I mean? Like, ain't no accountability and responsibility there. So I feel like as a that's the next step as a culture, where we like grow and understand that level of working smart, because everybody can't grind the same way. We can't. Right. I might need a 2-hour nap. I'm done with this. But I might need a 2-hour nap. I might need a 2-hour nap, and you might need a 30-minute nap. That don't make my level of rest worse because I need more rest. That's just how we built. You feel me? So I think when we get smarter with all this incompetent things, where eat decent. I ain't telling you eat vegetarian or vegan, all that stuff. Whatever. Eat decent. We all know what decent is. Get a good night's sleep. Get off the phone. Go to bed at a decent time, and train smart. I think that'll take care of 90% of the problems.
But it definitely would help things. And you didn't made me think of 2 different points. And I'm gonna try to remember both of them as I'm speaking. But it's funny. I was just talking about this, and this is a bigger thing in Alabama, really, where we from. Because a lot of times guys be a certain size early. If you big or tall early, and then they end up not teach you how to dribble, how to shoot, how to do nothing but be a post player. And that's kind of what happened to me to a certain extent. Because I was tall at an early age. When I was in middle school, I was 6'2", 6'3". In like the 7th, 8th grade, when I got to 9th grade, I was about 6'4". By the time I was in 10th grade, I was 6'5". And then 11th and 12th grade, at some point, I was about 6'6". And then I ain't hit 6'7" until my freshman year of junior college. But I was, like I said, I was tall at an early age, so I got stuck down in the post. And that was a hindrance to me in the long run, because I didn't have no kind of ball handling, no real shooting ability, nothing like that. Had a little bit of post moves. Luckily I was athletic, so I could jump high, I could run fast, and I was a little bit smart about things. So I knew how to play within my game. But in the long run, I didn't have a strong skill set. People recruiting me knew I was going to block shots, I was going to rebound, I was going to defend, going to hustle. That was my thing. They weren't looking at me like, oh, Nelson can shoot, Nelson can handle the ball, Nelson is a great passer. Like none of those little skills that we love to look at. Like they weren't looking at me for none of that. Me about the things that my size and athleticism gave me. So really, my whole game is fit around my size and athleticism, all God-given ability. Now, yeah, I'm like, did I like cultivate it and like turn it into something? Yeah, but like nobody at a younger age was teaching me like, all right, so I wasn't doing the cone drills like, all right, we're going between the legs, right, cross left, all the way down court. I wasn't doing none of that. I wasn't doing let's go double behind the back, cross tween 5 times. Like none of those drills. You know what I'm saying? Like for the most part of these, you know, I did some dribbling drills at certain points, but like that was not my training.
Yeah.
None of my middle school years and most of my high school years, that was not the way I got trained. I got trained to be a post player. So then when I go to junior college, I mean, I'm still doing the same thing, but I'm realizing now that I'm not always gonna be the biggest player on the court. So 6'7", I'm 6'6" in high school in little old Demopolis, in other small town schools most of the time. But every now and then I run up on somebody bigger than me, and it's like, gotta stand my ground. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then you run up against that 6'8", that 6'9", that actually know post moves and stuff like that. And, you know, he might hit me with the bop, chicken wing, get up out the way, lay up, and I'm just like, well,
Yeah.
I ain't know he could do that. So I'm already at a hindrance because of that, because the way I'm brought up, the way I was like trained growing up. Yeah. And then so now I'm 22 years old, senior in college, and I'm just not able to hit like consistent mid-range and 3 balls when I need to. Like feet set, kick out, catch and shoot, 3 ball. Saying I'm KD, I ain't, you know, handling the ball, sidestep, pull up. You know, I ain't doing none of that. Yeah. Like, that's not my game. And I'm cool with that. I ain't saying I want to be able to do all that. Like, I mean, it'd be nice, but I ain't saying I got to be doing it. But, like, as long as my teammates could drive and kick out to me in that corner for a 3, and I got my teammates on the court talking about shoot the ball, I really need. You know, everybody that been in that moment, or maybe not everybody, but a lot of people that been in that moment where they kick the ball out, and you look like you finna shoot, and they be like, hey, no. don't do that. Everybody had that. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get Ben Simmons in here.
Oh,
trying to be the one they kick. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to be the one they kick out to, and everybody just like, oh, let them shoot.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I really need, is to know that I got a respectable jumper. So that's kind of, I'm just now getting to that point to where it's like, oh, we need to guard him at that point, at that part of the flow. We need to guard him. So number 2, what you made me think of, like, but my main thing in saying that was to do better with like training and coaching. Like, let's not just fit everybody into one box, kind of like how you were saying, training everybody the same. We need, like you were saying, everybody don't need to be trained the same way, but in certain ways, everybody do need to be trained the same way. We need to get everybody the fundamentals of every part of the game. Teach everybody how to dribble. Teach everybody how to shoot. Teach everybody how to pass. And like they do that when you're young. You know, when everybody 5, 6, 7, 8 learning the real fundamentals of the game, like bounce pass, chest pass, skip pass, like everybody learning that. But you got bigs who catch the ball on 3-point line and they doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to give everybody a good skill set and so they can be well-rounded basketball players. Not just, oh, I don't know what to do out here. I only know what to do from block to block. Guards catch the ball inside the paint. Oh, let me dribble it out because I don't know what to do down here. I don't know how to make a reverse layup, standing still type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we do need to do better at training kids to do not just what we need them to do for our team, but what they need to do for the future. Like what they need to know for the next level and the next level and the next level. So that was number 1. Number 2 is right, and being trained right is like super important, because I can tell you the story. I remember last season, our season did get cut short due to COVID, but I remember I had one of our athletic trainers at school named Jamal. Me and him had a bet. And the bet was that we was gonna win the PBC tournament, our conference tournament. And he said, you think y'all can win championship? I said, yeah, I think we can beat anybody as long as we come to play and everybody does their job, does play their role. Beat anybody. He said, yeah, I'm with that. But I just don't. He was like down us basically. I don't remember exactly how he said it, but he was down the team. He was like, yeah, y'all can, but is everybody gonna be all right with that? Is everybody gonna do their role? Something to that effect. I said, you know what, Jamal, to show you how confident I am, let's make a bet. Jamal is a vegetarian. I said, Jamal, win the PBC tournament, you gotta go vegan for a month. No, he said, no, this is what he said. He said, if we don't win the PBC tournament, I'll be vegetarian for a week. And he said, okay. And if y'all do win, I'll go vegan for a month. Because going vegan, for those who don't know, being vegan is different from vegetarian. Being vegetarian means you don't eat meat. Vegan means you don't eat nothing that comes from an animal. So, like, if you're a vegan, you won't eat eggs, you won't eat cheese, none of that. So it's a lot more difficult. Like, you basically eat nothing but plants. Vegan. Right, plant-based diet. But as opposed to a vegetarian, you just don't eat meat. So you can still eat things that come from animals, like dairy products and things like that. So that was a tall order, to say the least. And this coming from me, so like for those who don't know me, you might not know, but those who do know me, I eat just about every hour, every 2 hours. Metabolism just that fast. I'm eating regularly. I ain't never turned down no free meal. I ain't never had no meal that ain't involved meat in it, unless it was like cereal for breakfast or something. So this type of guy I am. So this was a tall order for me, being a vegetarian for a week. Fast forward, our season get cut short due to COVID, but we were not in position to make the playoffs at the time that our season got cut short. So we didn't win the championship. And Paul brought it back up on me. He was like, hey man, you gotta go vegetarian for a week. I forgot about it by this point. We made this bet like in like November, December-ish. Season ended in like February. I was like, vegetarian. I was sick. But I was like, okay, I'm a man of my word. So I said, starting Sunday, meat until the next Sunday, that following Sunday. So luckily, I'm staying on campus. I got a cafeteria I can eat at. They got vegetarian options and whatnot, but I ain't never even looked at them options. They don't even be looking good. They be looking terrible, bro. Like,
yep.
You know how it is when you go somewhere they got vegetarian options. You look at it like, what is that plastic? Like, man, they got tofu stuff in there and junk. It look like cardboard. Like, I ain't never even paid it no attention.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in there on that Monday. I'm looking. I'm like, okay, let's see. I know we got vegetarian options, so let's see what we can do. Let's see what we got. I go in there. I'm like, okay, let me see. I'm looking for the vegetarian options. I'm like, okay. Some kind of vegan hash. Called it. It looked like that hash meat stuff that come in the cans. You know what I'm talking about? Or not meat. It's like potato hash or something like that. I forgot what it's called. It looked like, it looked like that. It's red and junk. No meat in it. I'm looking at it. Look disgusting. I'm like, this is not food. Ain't no way this food. So I'm like, okay. Go to the other side of the cab. I'm like, I'm just gonna get cheese pizza. I'm good. Cheese pizza, no meat. Good with that. I got about 3 slices of cheese pizza and some French fries. That was my lunch. For breakfast, I think I just ate a Pop-Tart that first day. And then for dinner, I ate like some grilled cheeses. A lot of cheese in this 1 week span, just so y'all know. So grilled cheeses, and they had some vegetarian stuff that I actually cared about that day at dinner time that I ate. So fast forward to day 3 or 4. So Sunday, so from start on Sunday. So that Wednesday, so I guess day 4 of being vegetarian. Kid you not, Brian. I make this up. I'm not a paid actor. This is not a free ad. This is not an ad, nothing like this. Ain't nobody paying me to say this. before that Wednesday, I kid you not, I woke up and I said, my eyes. I said, I opened my eyes, Brian. You know how when you wake up in the morning, like you be kind of groggy, your eyes be like all, crusty. It take you a second to know you alive.
Yeah.
Brian, it's like I opened my eyes and my eyes just said, straight up. Like I woke up and I could see everything clearly. It didn't take me no time. It's like I woke up with full energy. Like it was really like an eye-opening experience, like no pun intended. Like I woke up and I looked around my room like, let's get the day started. Hopped out the bed, everything was cool. I'm like, dang, is this? I'm like really thinking about it. I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this newfound power that I've discovered? Like, you remember in Spider-Man 2, in the old Spider-Man, the one where he had the black Spider-Man?
Yeah, the Venom.
Cool.
Yeah.
And he woke up the next day and he was like cool or whatever. He was like super confident.
Yeah.
That was me. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, what's going on right now, bro? Man. So I got full energy. I woke up that morning. I woke up, went to class, fully awake in class. Never been awake like this in class. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm fully awake, yawning. I ain't dozing off nothing in the morning. I went to the training room before practice just to see Jamal. I went in there. I said, I went straight up to him. I said, first went vegetarian. Got a couple days into it. What did you notice about your body? Did you notice anything changing? I remember Wall smiled at me and he looked around to see who was all in there. Because like other people was in there listening, like just in the training room. He looked around and everybody said, "What about your body?" I said, like a lot of energy. Like I'm really up right now. Like this like day 3 or 4. I'm like, I got a lot of energy. He said, there you go. I said, this is like really crazy. Like I was blown how much energy my body had. Like, and we practicing working out every day. Naturally tired every day. Like there's like you know how you kind of have like a natural level of tiredness. Like you ain't like exhausted, but every day you kind of tired. Level was gone. I was like, I was just blown. I couldn't even explain it. I said, man, Ma, I might have to do this again one day. Like I don't think I'll ever be a full-fledged vegetarian just because like I enjoy a lot of like meat and stuff like that. It's too many things I miss. But I said, when the next season come around, getting ready to do, getting ready to do strength and conditioning again in September. When we do all our running and lifting, and we get up at 6 a.m., we run, and we lift every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's strength and conditioning time from like late August, September to about October, right before we start preseason games. So you talking about 2 months, getting up 3 days a week at 6 o'clock in the morning to go run and lift. I said, when we start doing that, I might come back to this, ball, and I might bring it back up just so I can have that extra energy to keep doing it, to push through, so I ain't falling out, so I ain't exhausted all the time. He said, that'd be real smart, Nels. That'd be smart. So you got like extra energy. I'm like, bet. Needless to say, I love to tell y'all, moral of the story is I've been a vegetarian for ever since or whatever. Like, nah, that ain't me. I'm not a vegetarian anymore. That Sunday after I finished, girl, we went out to Longhorn Steakhouse and got me a nice little steak dinner. I got me a little surf and turf, steak and shrimp. You know what I'm saying? It was a good time. Tore my stomach up though, because it wasn't used to all that, but I was good though. I had me a good time. But when strength and conditioning came back around that next year, I did exactly what I said. I went vegetarian for 10 days. The same thing happened about 3 or 4 days in. I had a lot of energy. I was up, and the 6 a.m.s wasn't killing me no more. And guys was asking me, like, it was like, why you not eating meat? Like, what's wrong? Like, what they thought something wrong with me. It was like, why you not eating meat? I'm like, I'm doing it just, get in shape. It was like, so what you been eating? I'm like, a whole lot of cheese, but it's other stuff to eat. And stuff like that. He was like, man, couldn't be me, couldn't be me. And I was telling them the same thing I was telling them all, because they sound like me. That's how I used to be telling Jamal, like, man, that couldn't be me.
Yeah.
But then I did it. Like, man, like, this could be me. Like, I don't think I ever do it full time, like I said, but it was just a very eye-opening experience, like, to know, number one, to know that I could do that, like, that it was possible. And, granted, I don't buy my own groceries, cook for myself or nothing, but it was just eye-opening to know that I had the capability, right, for at least that long. Like, no meat, no, like, nothing like that. Like, it's real hard for me to turn down, like chicken or pork chops or something like that, anything like that. Turn down. Like, but it was just good to know that I could do that and what it would do for my body. So, like, anybody listening to this, man, if you realize, like, man, I'm super tired, man, I'm sluggish, like, or if you in season, or if you working out consistent, you realize, like, man, like, what I got to do to get more energy, like, take it from me. I'm a college athlete. You take it from me. Somebody that love food, it's something that will help you. That is something that'll give you that burst of energy that you might be needing or lacking. Like, it's gonna take about 3-4 days to kick in, but trust me, if you could do it for 3-4 days, good. And, like, I mean, you gotta do it for longer than that to maintain it. But, like, and I was still eating ice cream and, like, cake and stuff like that every now and then. Like, I wasn't going crazy, like, because I still try to, like, manage stuff like that. But, like, I wasn't just eating super healthy. Avoided meat, so therefore there was, like, no grease, no fats and stuff like that in my body. After them few days, that's where the energy comes from. It's not holding me down. It was like being in a regular car for a long time, and then one day my body turned into a Tesla. I was like, boy, I'm running on electricity.
Glad you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. So I can kind of explain a little bit of that. So, like, the first few days that you had, your body was just, like, kind of detoxing, like, all, like you said, all the grease and everything out your body. So it took a few days for that feeling to get there, because it's just like unclogging all the meat and everything from your body. So, like you said, you weren't eating the healthiest, cleaner diet, but that alone means a lot to us, because you think, like you said, most of the time with us, ain't no meal we going past without meat. Like, bacon is in every meal a day if you really wanted to. You feel me? So there's a good chance you eating some pork throughout the whole day. There's a real good chance that somebody makes sure bacon is a part of the meal every day. So imagine that being out your diet 3 or 4 days in a row. Oh, you wake up and it's just all this out your system, bro. Like, you clean, like you said, the car, you got new oil change, everything filtering through a lot better. You got your filters changed, all the clogs are cleaned out and it's drained. So now you got everything pure, clean running through your body. Oh man, you running that's almost a whole new vehicle now, just off that alone. So imagine if you actually took a little bit better care of the tires, took a little bit of care, got wheels alignment, all this little tiny stuff that adds up to basically having a brand new car now. So imagine if you, like, once again, I'm not trying to force anybody to do diet stuff. That's my next one to get onto. But, like, I ain't trying to force nobody to be vegan, vegetarian, none of that stuff. I could care less. But just think about taking. I'm a big fan of fasting, like, spiritually and naturally, like, fasting, to where, like you said, you don't want to feel like that has control over you. Like, you are able to control yourself for 7 days and not eat meat. It's a very powerful thing, to where you felt better naturally and you have more energy, all this stuff. And you knew, like, in the back of your brain, you like, dang, you probably never thought, like, I could go a full week without eating meat. But now in the back of your brain, you know this. Like, you've conquered your body to a certain level to where you know I could do that again if I needed to, or if I wanted to. Like, it's a thing now where it's like you conquered just one little level now. So imagine if you said, dang, let me try 10 days. Let me try 2 weeks. You ain't got to be meat, but, like, something to where it's like, man, like, right now, I'm like, at the time we're recording this, I'm trying to go a full month with no sugar. Like, so I mean, no cakes, candies, nothing like sweets and stuff like that. Like, I don't drink sodas and stuff anyway, so ain't no big deal for me. But, like, little sweets and stuff, that's my thing for me. And I ain't got, like, a sweet tooth, but I will enjoy myself. You feel me? So just getting to where I can conquer my body and say nothing has a hold over me. Like, I can say I can do without this for X amount of time. And so I do encourage everybody to fast. Like go a day with drinking nothing but water. Like go drink nothing but water for like a week. Go don't eat nothing for a day. Eat nothing for 2 days. Go vegetarian, go vegan. I ain't saying do it for a lifetime, but do it for a minute just to say I can conquer my body when I need to and build up to it. Like we talking about before. You ain't got to go full out for a month, and you got to full out for a year. You got to be like Gandhi and all those other folks be fasting all this time. Do it for a day. Do it for a week, something like that, to where you building your capacity up to where your body can tolerate that. And then that leads me to my next point, where it's like all these diets and stuff that people be doing. Who cares? Like, pick something and just do it, bro. Like,
Anything.
I want to be a vegetarian, but I want to eat chicken. Okay, that's your diet. You're a vegetarian, but you still eat chicken. It's not that deep. Like, people get so constricted and have to stay in these rigid guidelines of, well, I want to be this, but I want to be a pescatarian, but I still like this. Okay, cool. Be a pescatarian, but still eat this. I want to be a vegan, but I still like this. Cool. Be a vegan, but still eat this. Like, I don't know where the whole mindset of I have to be 100% this. Be 90% this, but still eat that one thing for you. Like, everybody's not going to be perfect 100% in all the way. Like, everybody can't go cold turkey. That's not possible for everybody. Progress is the only goal. Just take steps of what you're trying to get to. So if you want to be a vegan that still eats pork, by all means, be a vegan that still eats pork. If you can hold that diet down, and that's a long-term, like a lifetime thing that you can do, by all means, feel free to do it. I'm not going to sit here and judge you. I could care less. Whatever you can hold yourself to for a long-term thing, you can make a lifestyle. That's what I suggest you do. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a doctor. I ain't got none of this. I ain't got no college degree to be telling you none of this stuff. I just feel like it's common sense to say, I still want to eat chicken, but I do enjoy the vegan or vegetarian lifestyle. That's your diet right there. That just makes sense to me to say do that. Now, if a doctor come back in and say, hey, it don't make sense, by all means, I'll shut up and do what that doctor say. But in my mind, that makes sense to say, man, I still, like you said, for you specifically, I feel great when I went vegetarian for a week. I want to adopt this, but I still want to eat this thing. I can't give up chicken. I can't give up beef. I can't give up pork. I can't give up whatever it is, like seafood. So I got a homegirl that just loves seafood for whatever reason. She just can't give it up. Cool. Be a vegetarian, but you still eat seafood. Boom. That's your diet. Like, it's not that hard for me to see people doing it. So it's like, whatever diet makes sense to you that you can adapt for a lifestyle, do it. Athletes are a little bit different because we need that protein and the carbs and stuff. So I really would recommend, before doing any drastic diet change, going to see a doctor or something just to make sure you're on the right track. But for the average person, just eat. Like I said before, we know the basic stuff we need to eat. So if you feel like vegan is great for you, be a vegan that still eats bread. I don't care what it is. Like, do you, man? Like, for the most part, I just feel like the first jump you'll feel will just be the fact that you're eating a lot more healthier food, or a lot less bad food will be that first jump that you feel. Because you're either cleansing out a whole bunch of bad stuff, and you're putting in new stuff that a lot more new stuff that you didn't have before. So it's just like, by all means, bro, do what you do, man. Like, I feel like we get too overcomplicated with these diets and stuff. Just be a vegetarian that still eats chicken, or you still eat beef. Like, it's not that deep, bro. Like, I hate that people get so strict on that stuff, man. So that's my little advice to people, man. I try to tell people that when they ask me stuff. I'm just like, bro, do it. It don't matter, bro. Like, think about it, man, because you're taking out bad stuff that you used to have before. That's a big win. I don't care how you put it. That's a big win. Because 90% of the time, like I said, as Americans, we don't know what a good diet is 90% of the time. We have meat in every single meal. We got all this non-real food that they say it's food, but it's not food. Like, we eating junk all the time, bro. So any type of shift to a healthy diet, I'm co-signing that all day. So my little 2 cents, my little bit of advice: if you want a lifestyle diet, find something that you can stick to for a lifetime. But I still do recommend fasting in like smaller increments of taking a big leap, not eating for a day, only drinking water for a day, only drinking water for your meals, little stuff like that, to where it's like controlling your body and incrementally getting better. But bro, go vegan for a month and just try it. If you want to be vegan for a lifestyle, be a vegan but still eat this. But for my athletes and my hoopers, please go see a doctor before you change that stuff up, because I don't want to have your mama being like, my baby passed on the court, but she listens to your podcast and ain't do this.
Yeah.
Please go talk to a doctor and get advice. Okay. Yeah, I'm loud and clear, people. I am not a doctor. I'm not giving any medical, any diet advice. Go to a doctor before you make any drastic changes. All right. That's my legal clearance right there, because I ain't got no money for y'all.
The BeBall Jones podcast is not responsible.
The BeBall Jones podcast should not be held responsible for any of these legal claims that y'all trying to throw on us. I don't have a lawyer yet, but I will lawyer up if need to be.
Man, I'll tell you, bro, but that's just it, man. Like, you gotta take care of your body. Gotta know when to. We covered a lot of things in this little conversation, man. Just like knowing when to work hard, but also knowing when to rest, knowing how to take care of your body, knowing what to put into your body, and what it can do for you. But like, do you have to be vegetarian? No. Do you have to be vegan? No. Will it help you? Most likely it will. Like Brian said, you might want to check with your doctor, especially like if you have any kind of pre-existing, excuse me, any kind of pre-existing condition having to do with your diet, anything like that. You know, you definitely want to consult your physician. But just in general, guys, like, yeah, that stuff definitely it helped me. I can say it helped me, and I was down bad. During that, man, I remember thinking like that. I mean, that week, that first time I did it, I ate a lot of cheese pizza during this time. Whenever they didn't have good like vegetarian options, like something that I wouldn't eat, I would just settle for cheese pizza, because we always grab cheese pizza in the cab. And so this is how down bad I was. One day I walked in the cab, got spinach pizza. Like, yes. Like, I'm like, yo. They had spinach pizza. I walked in there like, yo, what's up? Like, let's do it. We got spinach pizza today? Give me a whole pizza. Throw the whole pizza on the plate. Man, that's how damn bad I was. It don't get me wrong. First off, I ain't never got the spinach pizza in my life since I've been going to school here. Nor have I ever ordered spinach pizza in any pizza restaurant. Well, I walked in that cab, seen that spinach pizza, and got excited. I was like, yes, bro, this is it. Yeah. Man, and it tasted fantastic. I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with me, bro? Eating doggone spinach pizza, yeah, with all these delicious options I possibly could be eating.
No, but that's the thing, like for me, when I went to college, bro, I got to a point where when at one point in college, I forgot what year it was, but that's around the time What the Health came out. You know remember the documentary on Netflix when it's like,
oh yeah,
showing all the, bro. It's now on the back end of it, it's a lot of not, I won't say lies, but it's not the full truth coming out. I'd say that, yeah, it's not the full truth coming out with that stuff. But around that time, I was trying to go vegan and stuff, right? And so part of me was just like, I want to do this anyway because I want to have a healthier diet. So like part of me was like, every time I go in, I'm gonna try something new. So like for breakfast, I never really was big into oatmeal, but I tried it just to add something new to my diet. And then lunch or breakfast came around, I threw some new vegetable on my plate just to try it. And then I forced myself to be like, all right, like carrots. I hated carrots, bro. When I tell you, me and carrots had beef for so many years, and I just refused to eat it. But I get a good scoop or two, and I force myself, hey, I can't touch none of this other good stuff till I get done with my carrots. And over time, I grew more accustomed to carrots. I still don't just like carrots like that, but I will eat them, you know. And I got to a place where I started adding a little more things here and there to where my diet was a little bit better. Like it wasn't nothing crazy. I'm not a vegan, vegetarian, none of that stuff. That's not my diet. You feel me? Like that's not that's not my palates ain't built for that, you know. But I added more things, which is a big thing for me. So it's like now I'm at a place where I'm willing to try more stuff. Like this food free, so I ain't paying for it. Like not like that, but like
Right.
why not? You know what I mean? So I do encourage y'all when y'all got the opportunity to get stuff like that, get a little extra something extra, man. Just try it. Like you never know, man. Like you might end up having a new favorite food that just blows your mind. Like, oh man, I used to hate this, but now I love it. It's my favorite vegetable, my favorite food, whatever it is. So I do advise you guys to try that, you know, like unless you just got allergies or something like that. But just try it. Like I promise you, man. Like the worst thing that happen is that you just don't like it and you got free food that you want to throw away. So I do implore everybody to go out there and try to add a little something here and there. You know, like the spinach stuff, like you might have never had to jump before, but now all of a sudden you just like, yo, like, what is this? Like, so I do, especially when you get to college, bro. Like, try something. Like, you got all that free time, you got all this money that you can blow in the cab. Like, we might as well, bro. Like, they're not finna charge you any extra getting new food. Like, so you get an opportunity to go ahead and get a little extra something on the side that you never had before and just try it. Like, that's
and then last thing I say is whenever you decide, if you decide you do want to go on a diet, you decide you want to try vegetarianism, veganism, whatever. If you want to just go on a diet, don't necessarily have to be vegetarianism or nothing like that. If you just want to try to eat healthier, eat better, stick with it. This is your sign. You listening to us. This is your sign. Stick with it. Like, when I say that, I mean like you said, like if you want to be a vegetarian but just eat chicken, do that. But stick with whatever you do. Sometimes people will say, all right, I'm not gonna eat nothing fried. Good, that's still healthy. Or they'll say, only meat I'm gonna eat is grilled chicken, grilled fish, because those are healthy meat. Yeah, good. That's fine. Stick to that. Don't cheat yourself. That's what I say. Don't cheat yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's you versus you. My assistant coach Carl, I hate that I'm quoting him, but because he get on my nerves. But my assistant coach Carl, his favorite line is "It's me versus me. I like me every time." He say that to me all the time. Like, and that's his way of saying he is competing with himself. Like he's trying to be better than himself yesterday. So he said to me all the time, "It's me versus me. I like me every time." That's how you got to look at it. Like, you on this diet, you on this journey to be better, healthier, or in more shape, more fit. It's you versus you. It ain't nobody else. Nobody else in your way. Ain't nobody stop you. Ain't no opposition. Ain't no other team. You versus you. You got to make sure that you win that battle every day. And it's gonna be a battle if you like me. Somebody to eat. Like, I get hungry like every 2 hours. I be snacking. Like, nothing for me to go out and just be like, you know what? I'm finna go by Cookout, get me these little 10 nuggets and some Cajun fries real quick. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm good for that. Well, it ain't nothing for me to go in the cab and be like, I'm finna go in the cab and get this fried chicken Wednesday. I'm finna go in here and get extra chicken just so I can take it home. It ain't nothing for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm really fat. I'm just skinny because of my metabolism and my athleticism. But I'm a fat kid at heart. I be eating. But so if I can do it, I feel like anybody can do it. And I did this young, and I was working out, playing, exercising, never got dizzy, never got, winded, never felt weak or weary during none of these. I made sure I ate enough. Like, even if I ain't necessarily like everything or if it wasn't the best, I made sure I got full, I feel my body. So my body's still running. Like, my car still got a full tank of gas. You know what I'm saying? And so I never broke down. Pushing. And so whatever you decide to do, if you do decide to go on any kind of diet, pescatarianism, veganism, vegetarianism, just eating grilled meats, cutting out fried foods, just eating vegetables, just eating fruit, just drinking water, whatever you decide to do. First off, don't let nobody belittle that, because like that might have been hard for you. What's hard for you ain't always hard for somebody else, but just know that you win in the battle with yourself.
Yep.
Number 2, make sure you stick with it. Win that battle every day. Like, make sure you it's you versus you. Make sure you gonna win every day. And take that approach. You take that into it. when you walk into that cafeteria, or you walk into that restaurant, or you walk into your house, or your grandma's house, or your mama's house, and they cooking, or the food on that menu, and you look at it, you win that battle to not say, give me the fried chicken, or yeah, I'm gonna go eat the spaghetti. Like, win that battle. Some days it's gonna be tougher than others, but hey, I like you.
Yeah.
I like you to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's me versus me, and I like me every time. So just remember that while y'all out here and making y'all own little journey to be better than you was yesterday.
Yeah. That's literally one of the parts of behind like progress is on the goal. Like you get to a point where like you're not competing against anybody else but you from yesterday. So whatever you did yesterday, cool. Now I'm finna, oh man, like if me and you competing, right? I remember you remember I think it was I remember last summer was 2 summers ago. We was competing with our mile time. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
So we was
It was 2
competing.
summers ago.
Yeah, it was 2 summers ago. So we was competing with our mile time. And I'm trying to get back in shape. You trying to do your thing to get in shape for college and everything. So we was just like, all right, we was gonna run. I forgot what the deal was. I think it was once a week or something. I don't remember what it was. We was just competing back and forth. So we run, take a screenshot of what we had, send it to each other. We was competing against each other, right? And that's what we was doing. And man, it's my time, man. You from top this, send it to you. And oh man, I got you this time. Send it back to me. Dang. All right, competing, going back again. I got you. What's up? Beat you by 10 seconds. Send it back to me. Beat my 30 seconds. Dang, man. Got me, bro. So we compete against each other, right? But at some point in time, you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, how can I get better than I was? How can I keep growing and just make progress? I ain't gotta be perfect. I ain't gonna be better than Nelson. I ain't gonna be better than Kobe. I ain't gonna be better than my coach. How can I be better than me? Because you're the person you gotta look in the mirror every day. You're the person that you're gonna be living with more than anybody else. So how can I focus on today being better than how I was yesterday? So I can literally just not focus on the end goal every time, but how can I make progress? How can I take one step better? So like you said, stick to it, right? But there's a human component that you have to have in your brain that it's a good chance I'll mess up. Give yourself a little grace. That's why I'm learning to do that too. Give yourself a little grace to where when you do mess up, it ain't the end of the world for you. Like most folks, oh man, I messed up and I had this chicken, man. Like, oh well, diet's over. I'm just no, bro. You messed up one day. Like you still making progress. You're gonna fall back a little bit sometimes, but keep making progress. Don't let the good 10 days that you had be ruined by the 11th day where you messed up. Nah, it's cool, bro. Start back over 12th day and keep going, keep that momentum going. Like you can still make progress. So now my goal is to be better than I was yesterday. Day 11 was bad for me because I ate this, but day 12 going to be amazing. So keep battling with yourself as me versus me, or progress is the only goal. You feel me? So keep focusing on the progress rather than just the end goal. Like make sure today is better than yesterday. Make sure tomorrow can be better than it was today. So you ain't got to sit here and go crazy and compete against other people. I'm competitive. So it was about me and you went back and forth on that. But at the end of the day, the end goal for me was that just for me to get back in shape, to me to be healthy. So I wanted you as an outside source of motivation, but at the end of the day, I'm still battling against me. Because it'll get to a point where you killing me, bro. I'm just like, yo, I can't compete with that, bro. He had a 4-minute mile. Yeah, I'm kind of done with that. I'm stuck at 6 minutes. So how can I get from 6 minutes to 10 seconds? Let's do a 550. Okay, I'm at 550. Can I do a 540, 545? Like cutting down by seconds. Like my track people understand how hard it is to cut your time down by seconds. Like people don't realize the difference between like a Usain Bolt running 9 seconds in 100 versus somebody running 10 seconds. That whole second is super slow. You're slow. And like you look at Usain Bolt at the finish line versus whoever that is at 10 seconds, those two are two completely different worlds of speed. And if I showed you the distance between them, you'll be amazed by how much that difference is. And so you have to compete with yourself to a certain point and just realize I have to get better than I was yesterday. So if you're betting on yourself and you're going to gamble on yourself, do that jump, bro. Like, I believe in you. Nelson believes in you. Why don't you believe in you? You feel me? So it's like gamble on yourself, believe in yourself enough to where I can be better than what I was yesterday. Man, I ain't get no shots for yesterday. Okay, cool. It's a brand new day. Let's get on with the day. Dang, I messed up my diet yesterday. Cool. Brand new day. Whatever. Move on. As y'all, hopefully I can tell I'm a chill, laid back dude. I ain't finna stress off y'all none of this stuff. But you messed up, cool. Do better next time. I tell my players that all the time, bro. I look for mistakes. I get excited about mistakes because you trying a little bit harder. Cool. Progress. Progress is ugly a little bit too. And progress includes mistakes. That's something people don't talk about enough sometimes. You're going to mess up. I expect you to mess up. If you don't mess up, you're not going hard enough. That means you're not making progress. You're in your little comfort zone. You're in your bubble of comfort. You're not going to grow out of that. So mess up, make mistakes. Cool, you mess up your diet. Start back over again. But be self-aware enough to say, hey, I'm pushing myself. I'm going to mess up a little bit, but I'm doing better than I was yesterday. So if you can end your day, before you put your hand up, you can say, man, I did a little bit better than I did yesterday. You won. That's success right there. So that's my last little spiel. So you can wrap it up if you want to. That's all I got.
Yeah, man. I hope y'all got some out of this. I feel like we covered a lot. I don't know how we're gonna end up chopping this up, but it's gonna be good, man. Whatever we decide to do with it, it's gonna be good. Yeah. I hope y'all got something out of it though at the end of the day. But we appreciate y'all for listening. We just want to hop on here and kind of just have a conversation, man, and hope that y'all got something out of it. Like this is what we do on the regular, but that y'all don't see. And so we decided to let y'all see it today. Let y'all just hear what we discuss in our own time, and like basically get a little insight into who BeBall Jones and Nelson Haskins is really. But at the end of the day, we hope y'all got something out of it. We hope this helps you. We hope y'all take this and actually improve your own life with it, because that's the main thing. At the end of the day, like my man Sweatshirt say, progress is the only goal. So appreciate y'all for listening. Be sure to follow Brian on all social media at BeBall Jones. That's BeBall Jones on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Follow me at NellyH34 on Twitter, and I finally made me an Instagram. Like Brian asked me about, like Brian wanted me to make one a long time ago. He told me I should, but I kind of just pushed it off until now. But I finally made me an Instagram too. So I know y'all probably like listening, like, why Nelson don't never say what his Instagram is? But I didn't have one, so finally made me an Instagram. So we're gonna start plugging that too. So my Instagram now is Nelson.Haskins on Instagram. So it's NellyH34, Nelson.Haskins on Instagram. So y'all go follow me up for me and get me started on there. We just get started. It's only been about 6 days. So y'all boost me up a little bit. Well, when it come out, whenever that may be. Hopefully it'll be higher than what it is. But whatever. At the end of the day, y'all get up with me. As long as you listen to the podcast, I'm good. But y'all make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. Give us your insight. Let us know if we helped in any way. Let us know if you think we're wrong. We always willing to listen. And we appreciate you guys' feedback. But with all that being said, man, without further ado, appreciate y'all again for listening, and we out.